Hello, everyone. Sue.oneschuk here, continuing the workbook lessons of A Course in Miracles. And today we're on lesson 347. And today's lesson is, anger must come from judgment. And judgment is the weapon I would use against myself to keep the miracle away from me. And it begins with the prayer, Father, I want what goes against my will and do not want what is my will to have. Straighten my mind, my Father. It is sick. But you have offered freedom and healing, and I choose to claim your gift today. And so I give all judgment to the one you gave to me to judge for me. And that one is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit sees what I behold, and yet he knows the truth. The Holy Spirit looks on pain and yet understands it's not real. And in his understanding, it is healed. He gives the miracles my dreams would hide from my awareness. Let him judge. Let the Holy Spirit judge today. I do not know my will, but the Holy Spirit is sure it is your own. And he will speak for me and call your miracles to come to me. And I'm going to read that again. I do not know my will, but he, the Holy Spirit, is sure it is your own, Father. And he will speak for me and call your miracles to come to me. And it goes on to say, listen today, be very still and hear the gentle voice for God, assuring you that he has judged you as the son he loves. So again, the lesson is anger must come from judgment, and judgment is the weapon I would use against myself to keep the miracle away from me. Now, the anger actually protects our judgment. And as it's referring to here, judgment is a sick mind. And, because we believe in illusions. We believe that illusions are true. And actually, when we really be honest with ourselves, we want them to be true. And then, the judgments fuel the ego. And take a look again, the ego is actually addicted to judgment. Judging yourself, judging others, judging the world. Look where you are choosing judgment, which is actually nothing. I'm going to add here that way back in the beginning of my own personal self-discovery work, going deeper into who I am as a spiritual being, I was given a little assignment or given some coaching to, in the morning when I woke up, to actually be aware of and write out, what I might be judging in the moment. And I kind of said it jokingly after the fact that when I started to write out my judgments, I could hardly get out the door. That is the authentic, radical self-honesty that we are being called forth to look upon within ourselves. And then rather than spiritualizing it, covering it up, is to really go inward, and be honest about our judgments. And again, I want to say to use the tool of forgiveness, to utilize the Holy Spirit, the gift of the Holy Spirit, to turn it over to to turn it over to the Holy Spirit, that there be a shift in perception. Nothing for us to do. It's the Holy Spirit that will assist us. And, again, just notice if you're feeling any anger, any angst at all. And there's many other emotions and feelings, jealousy, blame, if you're triggered, all those things again. Look at it. Look how much of it comes from judging yourself and judging someone else. And again, is it really bringing you peace? I know as of late, again, I had to do some deeper inner work. Taking a look at where am I spiritualizing? Whatever might be going on. And, what it took for me is to really to sit down and to do some deep journaling. And to really be with what it was that I was feeling, what it was that I was experiencing, actually had been experiencing over several days, feeling really rather up and down, dealing with the feelings that I was encountering, the feeling of being alone, the feeling of jealousy, the feeling of I'm not going to ever get this accomplished, all of those things, having to really feel them, to be able to release them versus covering them over, putting icing on, what's the appropriate word I want to use here? I'll just say putting icing on the darkness. So it was bringing all of that to the light, releasing it all to the Holy Spirit, and having some compassion for myself. And in that compassion, I can have some compassion for others. So I hope that is helpful for you today. Remember that every thought apart from God, every thought apart from love, when we believe that love is missing, that is all guilt. And we are dealing with the unconscious guilt. This is what the Course is bringing up. Again, because we believe we are separate from God. And in that, at a very unconscious level, we feel we deserve to be punished. And the ego really loves to entertain that. Who you are is love. Who I am is love, created in the image and likeness of God. And that is the truth that we do our best to live into moment by moment. So again, remember, anger must come from judgment, and judgment is the weapon I would use against myself to keep the miracle away from me. All right, I feel moved to continue to read. I wasn't going to there for a moment, but from the Year of Forgiveness and hearing what Jesus has to say through Louise Spalding. And he says, "You are blessed beings indeed, and I am the one you know as Jesus." Again, you do not think that anger comes from judgment. You think that anger comes from knowing. You think that you know what is right and you know what should happen. Therefore, when it doesn't happen, you get angry. I can relate to that as of late. This is a fundamental flaw in your thinking process. So remember, this course I'm adding here is all about a mind training, undoing the ego thought system. This lesson teaches you that your judgments against the world, about other people, and against other people are the very things that cause you suffering. They are the very things that you do unconsciously to keep separation alive. This is why judgment is so hard to give up, because unconsciously, we want it. Unconsciously, the ego mind knows that as long as you are judgmental and not in a state of unconditional acceptance, You keep the separation mentally alive. The ego keeps the separation mentally alive because to the ego, it is safe. And separation for God, for the ego, means safety, because the ego fears God. This is a very fundamental teaching of A Course in Miracles. Unconsciously, we fear salvation. You fear God, and you do everything you can to keep separation alive, knowing that it keeps you from God. Stepping back from judgment is acknowledging that you understand how the separation is maintained and that you choose not to maintain it anymore. You use your free will, understanding that you have come through your studies of A Course in Miracles. All right, I'm going to read that again. Stepping back from judgment is acknowledging that you understand how separation is maintained, that you choose to maintain it anymore. You choose not to maintain it anymore. You use your free will, understanding that you have come through your studies of A Course in Miracles. I am the one you know as Jesus, and I will be with you again. So that's our messages today in the lesson itself, and also from that message through Tina Louise Spalding. All right. I hope all of that is helpful for you. And I look forward to being with you in the next video for lesson 348. In the meantime, as always, please go below and like, comment, share. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And until the next video, from my heart to yours, I extend much love to you. Have a peaceful day. Bye for now.